Hopefully my sound is okay. At some point, someone's going to need to tell me because I cannot tell if it is or not. Let me roll the windows down a little bit. There we go. We're going to wait for a few people to pop in here. We'll get things situated. Clearly, I'm on the road, and yeah, it's totally unscripted, guys. And we're going to wait for the room to fill up a little bit here. We're going to drink a little bit of coffee. While we're waiting for the room to fill up, you know, obviously these, all of my videos up until October are going to be sponsored by PrepStock, prepstock.net. Where the event is going in Nebo, North Carolina, October 12th through the 13th. Let's see, we have multiple speakers, everything from PhDs to, good morning, Colt, to herbalists, to kung fu masters, to gunslingers, to just radio guys. We've got a guy that has the highest certification for radios that you can get, which is I've never even heard of before. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. We're going to be having a pretty good time. And if you don't have your tickets, I recommend that you go get them. They're still cheaper than Prepper Camp. That's for freaking sure. And, you know, we believe that the event is going to be probably way better than Prepper Camp because, you know, there's not going to be what they call the vendor mall. You know, I know that certain people like to go to these events in order to go to shop wares, but truth be told, it's not all it's cracked up to be. So, all right, let's see here. We got Cool Colt first, Bradley Collins number 2. Oops, you are the turd. Jelly spam heads. That's hilarious. You're hilarious, mister. All right, we're going to wait for this to fill up, guys. This is totally unscripted. I have nothing to read today. What's up, West Virginia Pappy? Good morning. So if you guys would like to talk about something, pretty much anything that won't get me kicked off of YouTube, I'll be happy to spit some truth about said things. So I'm kind of dependent on you here this morning to give me something to talk about because the brain pill is not activated and I only have about half an hour. So get to typing, get to fast thumbing something for us to yap about. I can tell you that you know, I did see the stuff in the chat about what's up, Barry? Good to see you, bro. I did see some stuff this morning about how the hack on the Social Security system. It wasn't a hack on the Social Security system. It was if you dig deeper past that article, it was a background check company that handles most background checks for all the major corporations. 2.7 million identities were hacked by a company, by a organization called USDOD, which is kind of funny if you think about it, you know. A. Jones has been invoiced by Google. I don't know what that word means. Invisod. I don't know what that means. Or you mean like Google is making him disappear? Is that what you're saying? Fart with the windows rolled up. Been there, done that. It's actually funny, but to the other person, maybe not so much. Hey, Bob. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. But no, that's not really a subject we're going to talk about. Guy with way too many letters in name. Honestly, your SSN has been compromised for years. Yeah, more than likely. You know, it's that's right up there with everybody saying, don't buy stuff from China. I said, well, don't ever go to Walmart again. Don't go to Target. You know, don't go anywhere. Don't buy any chicken because most of the chicken is actually slaughtered here. Well, actually, no, it's not completely. No, that's not true because it's kind of situational because even the big companies send some of their chicken to China to be processed and then frozen and then sent back to us full of water. It does happen, but also the American companies are kind of getting smart to this and doing it themselves now. So don't turn your phone or TV on. Exactly, Barry. Exactly. Let's see here. Hicktown Honey says, it was the push I needed to convince hubby of LifeLock. Yeah. I mean, I think LifeLock is a great tool. But there's also, so fraud protection, in my opinion, you only really need LifeLock for things like if somebody tries to like steal the deed to your house, or open up like a loan in your name, that kind of thing. Because in most cases, banks have their own fraud protection teams. Well, it's not theirs; they're third-party companies that are hired by the banks, and they are not like most Ricky Tick. Like as soon as you call them up and say, "What is this? Um, what is going on?" And they're like, "This isn't you." No, it's not me. And they're like, okay, so we're gonna lock this card down, and we're gonna send you a new one, and we're gonna send you some forms, and you're gonna fill those forms out and send them back to us. And once you go through that, the fraud team basically, that's their affirmation that, hey, this is really not you, and they're going to do their investigation, and all your money's going to come back. Now, this is also a reason I tell people that you only make major purchases with credit cards. And the reason you do that is because you make the purchase with with a credit card, and it falls under several federal laws, and the banks are not responsible for that. So they're more than happy for you to get your money back for you, and the credit companies get to write off all these losses at the end of the year anyway. So major purchases, credit cards. But you try to stay away from those debit cards as much as possible. I know people that actually like buy everything with credit cards, and at the end of the month they just pay them off, just like because they have money, and they pay their credit cards off as if they were using their debit card one time. Let's see here. What we got here? If they have nothing, they can steal, hack nothing. Gotcha. We don't have it for our card, just identities. Gotcha. Thoughts on astronauts stuck in space? Wow. I have lots of thoughts on that, but give me 1 second, Barry, because I'm going to come back to you, West Virginia Pappy. You are an NC, right? You have seen any of the CC scanners. I don't know what a CC scanner is. Tell me what that is, and I can tell you if I've seen it. But as far as yeah. So I was actually talking with this, was astronauts stuck in space. So they went up there in June. They were supposed to come back, I think, they left on like June 8th or something like that. And they were supposed to come back in 8 days, or I'm probably mixing the numbers up. And they had problems getting there. Apparently they have some thrusting issues. That sounds like a problem. But anyway, so they finally did get there, and then they're like, well, we're going to figure this out while you're there, and don't worry about it. And then they're like, they even loaded up, and they tried to frickin' get out of there, and they were like, nope. And then they started saying stuff like, well, they're not stranded. They're, obviously there's some problems, but, if there was an emergency, they could get in the capsule and leave. And it's like, okay, great. So they could point it towards Earth, do a retro burn, and wherever it falls, because they clearly can't control where the hell they're going. And so now they've been up there, like I said, since June. And now they're saying that the next window is in February. Now here's the stink. Here's the rub, guys. This is Boeing. NASA. This is ULA, United Launch Alliance. I'm sorry, I'm a geek. I know too much about space stuff. I love space. Anyway, and this is unfortunately, this is government. Okay, this is government. This is Boeing. This is ULA not wanting to be seen as failures in the space industry. That's all it is. That's all it is. They talk a good game about, oh, we got to help each other out, and oh yeah, let's do that, yeah. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case because, well, last time I checked, Crew Dragon can carry 4 people, and there's 2 astronauts up there. And well, I mean, we could just send 2 up and bring 4 back. Ta-da! Rescue mission. But the problem is that would give SpaceX such an edge in the space industry that they just can't have that. We've got to show that our government can do this. That's what this is all about, guys. That's all it's about. Okay? And then you also have to look at the current administration. Okay? So, why would we push it back to the beginning of February? Well, there might be another president, and that president would definitely say, go get him, Elon. But also, if it turns out to be, God forbid, well, she could say that I did this and I saved those astronauts because I'm so freaking great. Yeah, that's what she could do. So it's all political, 100% political. So those people are stuck up there doing whatever they're doing, because I'm sure that at some point they're going to be they only send them up there with so many things to do. Their the laboratory experiments, because that's what they've always justified the International Space Station as being, as is a giant experimental station where we can practice on human beings and rats and grow stuff and see how much the aliens want to hang out with us and stuff like that, right? Yeah, that's what's actually happening. Not a joke, not speculation, reality. Where are your facts? Watch the news, bro. Those are the facts. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to the chat real quick here. You got a lot of stuff you guys typed. I appreciate that. And let's see. I'm back to Barry, the CC scanner. So I'm going to start looking for that. Barry, credit card. What about credit card scanners in North Carolina? I don't understand what's happening. I'm going through the chat here, Barry. Elon have to get them. Yeah, Barry, please explain what you're talking about with the credit card scanners in North Carolina, because I'm not aware of that, and I'm sure everybody would want to know it, because if it's in North Carolina, then it's likely national as well. Bradley says thrusting issue. That's a lower back problem, isn't it? Shut up. Had some credit card rating or decencies, loan would be approved. Cheaper, bidder pays off. Where's the proof anyone's in space? Oh my God, Oops, come on, man. Listen, bro, listen. I know you got to be facetious, but I'm gonna explain it to you anyway. One of my kids, I just one day was talking to him, and I had no idea, and I started talking about, have you seen the SpaceX launch and blah blah blah, and I'm just going on about space, right? And he's like, but Dad, it's all bullshit, right? It's the biggest scam in history, right? I said, what are you talking about? And he's like, dude, Dad, the Earth's flat. And I was just like, okay, so how do I not smack the crap out of this kid? How do I not do that? That's what's going through my head, right? And I was like, okay, so what do you mean? And he said, and he starts going through all these laser experiments and all this other stuff. And then I said, son, you know that the guy who did that experiment actually disproved his own theory on camera. And he was like, oh, what? Huh? What? No, it's not possible. I said, let me tell you something. I said, your grandchildren will probably live in space. And it blew his mind, and he just didn't want to accept it. And I said, let me tell you something. I taught all my kids that a lie begets a lie begets a lie begets a lie, and that sooner or later it comes out. You have to tell 3 lies just to back up your first lie. It just compounds until it explodes. And I asked him, I said, son, how many people work at NASA? I don't know, 1 million? Okay, let's say it's 1 million, right? How many people work at the in the Russian space system? I don't know. Let's say it's 1 million. And I said, how many people work in Francis? Oh, maybe. Let's just keep adding 1 million for all the countries. So let's say there's 10. So we're talking about 10 million people that all have to keep this giant secret that the Earth is really flat, that space doesn't exist, that we never went to the moon. Now ask yourself, how hard is it for Bubba to keep a secret at work? And his head just boom. It would be the biggest, greatest lie that was ever told in the history of the world. And still be going right now. So anybody who's a flat earther, Bless your heart. Let's see here. It's a petri dish. They've been shipped. Send Space Force. Space isn't real. Where's proof anyone's in space? Cheaper biter. Distraction in space. All right, guys. I need a real question. I'm going to talk to Bradley here. Wait, the Earth being flat has nothing to do with space. There's clearly space above your head. Just saying. Durr. Who killed Kenny? Everybody. Everybody killed Kenny. Pretty much like every episode. He disappeared for like a year, I think. I'm not sure why that character disappeared. What was it? Kenny was like inside of Cartman for a while, something like that. His spirit. They were cohabitating his body, something to that effect. But come on, guys, real prepper questions, real world questions. Grassy knoll. We'll know soon enough. That's a moot point. We'll know soon enough when all the documents are declassified. They're declassified, a bunch of them, but don't bump your dome on the dome. All right, man. I didn't bring my tinfoil freaking helmet today, guys. Something real. Give me something real. I got about 10, maybe 15 minutes left on this live stream. I'm just going to drink coffee and tell you. I'm going to drink coffee and stare knowingly into the distance while I wait for somebody to type something logical. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Brad says, I did some prep using to help rotate it. I discovered I need even more water. Are you talking about your, God, what is it? It's a big ass bird. Is that Moose Run coffee? No, this is actually the cheapest brand of coffee that you can buy at Food Lion. It's red and black packaging. It's like Zimba Suka, something like that. But I mix it half and half with Dunkin', and it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. Caw! Walk through Memphis. Walk through Memphis. Why would I want to walk through Memphis? I don't even like the song. But Bradley, what's the name of that stuff that you're doing there? I always get them mixed up. The one where you're doing the water to grow those tomatillos and peppers. I can't remember what you're doing. Biofuel production, dude. I would love to do that, but that would mean modifying my vehicles, and so the fad for biofuel production actually came from waste oils that are you can find at most fast food joints, the back of restaurants, stuff like that. If you could still find some mom and pop that would just give those away to you, then it might actually be worth the investment. And the reason I say that is because all the big companies kind of figured it out that it's like, why does your car smell like hamburgers and fries? Because they were just being that waste product was just being given away just to get rid of it. The companies were like, hey, and then somebody's like, hey, I'll buy that from you. And so now they found another source of revenue for their business, and they started selling it. So it's actually kind of difficult to get it now. Let's see here. Hydroponics. There you go, bro. There you go. I couldn't remember if you were doing it with the water and the liquid fertilizer, or if you were doing it with the fish. That's aquaponics. There you go. Let's see here. The answer is walk away in whatever direction you need. My brother-in-law got his trailer robbed, parked in a secure parking lot. Yeah, I remember that. Don't go there is the best answer. Okay, whatever you guys are talking about. Walmart says my local Walmart is resetting sporting goods for fall and have scopes, binoculars, and trail cams on clearance. Nice. They're probably doing that in all of the Walmarts. Let's see here. I don't know about that. Oops, I don't know about that. Rose is here. Good to see you, Rose. Good to see you. All right. Let's see. We've got. I'm gonna guess about 10 more minutes left on this stream, if that. If that. So let's see if we can find something. Let's see if we can find something to talk about that's prepper related. I can tell you, I got a lot of hits on that live stream we did yesterday. People were like, huh. Let's see. Bradley says, I'm going to go do aquaponics probably in the spring, given I get a water catching system, put it in to keep my toilets filled up. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad system. The only problem is during winter. That's the problem with water catchment is during the winter. You have to keep things from freezing up. You know, you have to keep things from freezing up. You know, I thought, I mean, I was getting water out of my old catchment system. I used old pickle barrels. They were the black pickle barrels, and I used that. And you know, the water never 100% froze, but I could tell just by messing with the jugs that there was like a giant chunk of ice inside of it. So let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna be doing okay. Yeah, my tote's filled up. I gotcha. But yeah, I would love to do like aquaponics. I would like to take like an entire room and do nothing but aquaponics, just like fish tank on one end, fish tank on the other, just a row of this and a row of that, and then grow lights, and then just start just feeding those fish, and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Heavens Fire 18, I don't recognize you. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Also, it looks like the thumbs up button are a little low. 14 people for 9 thumbs up. Yeah, now's the time. Also, if you love your country, type 1 in the chat. Let's wake this algorithm up a little bit, guys. It's a little sleepy in here right now. Bradley says, I plan on keeping the fish indoors and run the system outside. Interesting. Oops says, I saw 30-pound diesel produces 130 horsepower on peanut oil. There you go. Yeah, but then you got to pay for the peanut oil. I mean, where are you getting the peanut oil from? Are you getting it free someplace? Could you put heat tape around the barrels in winter? I mean, you could, but now we're using an unnatural source of energy. I mean, you could do it. You could insulate the barrels. I could see that being a thing, insulating the barrels. That would help. But maybe, you know, some type of passive heating source for the barrels that never gets hot enough to melt the plastic or make the plastic leach. That, I mean, technically it's food grade, it shouldn't leach, but we all know that rule. Yeah, you could probably get away with something like that. Also, the hose that you use, you can buy those RV hoses that have a wire wrapped around them that keeps a hose from freezing. You know, you're definitely going to have to do some kind of, you know, jury rigging to make it so that it's usable inside. You know, basically port it into your system, turn one valve off, turn the other valve off, and now you're getting the water from outside. You know, obviously you've got to filter it. You probably need electricity for pump systems, so now you're talking about passive solar. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's always interesting to theorize about it. West Virginia Pappy says a homesteader on here has a 500-gallon tank for his rain catchment pickup line 18-inch below water surface to prevent freezing. Yeah, they also say that what you should do is, if you're going to have a water catchment system, that it should be basically buried halfway, especially if you live in colder regions, buried about halfway into the ground, because that way it's going to insulate it somewhat from the cold itself, and then that way only the top ever freezes and the bottom never freezes, which is where your output valve should be, and obviously that would be underground as well. Let's see here. Gravity Peeps. What do we got here? Doug and Stacy have a good system. You ever check out Nate on here? No, I don't believe I have. John Williams from SOE Gear has aquaponics system, and his tanks freeze, but the fish still live till the spring. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. All right, what else we got, guys? What else we got going on here? I don't even know. What are these buttons? I'm going to push a button. What's this button do? Highlights save to your channel as, I don't even know what that is. 1 minute of video is needed to start a highlight. I don't know. I don't know what I just did. I don't care. What's this button do? I don't know. Beam, normal. I don't know what that is. Normal. Check. I don't know what that is. I'm just pushing buttons right here. All right. I like watching Rob Bog, Aquaponics from Australia. Yeah, man, listen, there is just I honestly believe that, like, YouTube has replaced the Encyclopedia Britannica. There is so much information out there on all the things that we do, pretty much anything you want to learn. Some guy somewhere on the planet, hopefully in English, has made a video that is going to teach you everything you want to know about it, except for one little thing. But then you're going to go find another video, and that other video is going to teach you that one little thing. You know, it's pretty, YouTube has replaced the encyclopedia. I mean, we have this thing right here. You know, it's art that I'm even making videos on for you guys. You know, it's basically the all known human knowledge can be found on this device in our hands. You know, it's pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so we're edging up on the end of this. I want to thank you guys for hitting those 13 thumbs up. I appreciate you. I have got to go ahead and cut this short. Obviously, I'll have something a little bit more structured for you tomorrow. As usual, guys, if you like what I'm doing, hit that thumbs up button on the way out the door. If you're new to the stream, I'm here Monday through Friday, normally around 9 a.m. Eastern, and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, there are links below. Please do so. Check out the Prep Stock sponsors. That'll blow your mind. Okay, let's see here. Moving water surface will not freeze. There you go. Thanks for your time, LP. You got you, Ian. No problem, guys. All right, guys. I got to go. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Also, I have several videos dropping today, so pay attention. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.